Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start this graduation celebration here shortly. But I wanted to let you know, for those taking photographs, when the officers receive their certificates, you're welcome to come forward. We have an area set up over here for photograph taking. They will be called alphabetically, so they will exit the stage here. You can take some photos, and they will go. But what we ask is, after you've gotten your photos, if you'd just please have a seat back so others can do the same thing. We appreciate that, and we'll get started here shortly. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve McCorkle, and I am the class coordinator for the 316th Basic Training class and a senior instructor of police here at the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. At this time, I ask that you join me in welcoming today's graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, the 316th Basic Training class. Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates, during your time at KLETC, you have all walked past the Wall of Honor numerous times. The Wall of Honor was designed as a reminder of those KLETC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The names and photos of the 28 individuals memorialized preserve their memories and give family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those that have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to the citizens of Kansas. At this time, I would ask that you join me in observing a moment of silence to honor those 28 KLETC graduates who are no longer with us. Thank you. Members of the 316th, it is just by the luck of the draw that I was assigned to be your class coordinator. When I was first assigned this class, I had no idea just how much of an education I was going to get. Right along with you, from the first day I met you in classroom 1 to today, I have been your greatest supporter and cheerleader. Today, we gather here to celebrate a remarkable achievement, the culmination of months of rigorous training, dedication, and unwavering commitment to a higher calling. As you stand on the precipice of a new beginning, I want to draw your attention to a symbol that holds profound significance for each one of us: the badge. The badge you wear on your chest is not just a piece of metal. It represents the culmination of your dreams, the embodiment of your unwavering determination, and the promise of service to the community. It is a privilege bestowed upon you, a trust placed in your hands, and a responsibility that you must carry with the utmost integrity. A badge is not a symbol of power or authority, but rather a symbol of trust. It's a beacon of hope for those in need, a symbol of safety for those in fear, and a source of comfort for those who have lost their way. It is a reminder that you are the guardians of society, the protectors of the vulnerable, and the champions of justice. With your badge comes the power to make a difference. Remember that power should never be wielded recklessly or without thought. It should be a force for good, a tool to bring about positive change. And it means to build bridges of trust between the police and the community that you serve. As you step into your roles as law enforcement officers, always keep in mind the words of Sir Robert Peel, known as the father of modern policing. The police are the public, and the public are the police. Your badge does not separate you from society. It connects you to society. Be approachable, compassionate, and empathetic in your interactions. Build relationships within your community that you serve, for it's these relationships that will help you maintain the peace and keep our streets safe. In your journey as officers, you will face challenges and uncertainties, but remember your badge is a reminder that you are never alone. You're part of a noble fraternity and sorority, a family of officers who have sworn to serve and protect. Lean on each other for support, guidance, and strength. In closing, I want to congratulate each one of you for earning the privilege to wear that badge. It's a symbol of honor, duty, and sacrifice, and as you go forth from this academy, carry it and wear it proudly, but always with humility. Let it remind you of the trust placed in you, the responsibility you bear, and the difference you can make. May your careers be filled with courage, compassion, and a commitment to justice. May your badges shine as beacons of hope to the community, and may you always uphold the highest standards of integrity and honor. The badge is yours. You've earned it. On behalf of the KLETC administration and staff, congratulations on completing basic training. Thank you. May you stay safe and noble in your service. I would like to now introduce you to KLETC Executive Director, Mr. Darren Beck.
It's my privilege today to introduce our graduation speaker. Vice President Rick Wilburn, Vice President of the Kansas Senate, has been active in local and state parties, serving as McPherson County Chair for 12 years. He was a national convention delegate in 1996, 2000, and 2004, and was elected to the Senate in 2014, representing the 35th District in McPherson. He was elected by his peers as Kansas Senate Vice President with the beginning of the session this year. He also tells me he didn't seek to be vice president, which I think is true of most true leaders, that they don't seek things, that the leadership positions are granted to them by their peers. So I think that's an admirable trait. Vice President Wilburn is a 40-year veteran of the insurance industry, serving in executive leadership and 25 years as a registered lobbyist. He has chaired 3 statewide insurance programs for over a decade, and in 2019 was named National State Legislator of the Year by the National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies. He and his wife Pam have 2 sons and 5 grandkids. Apart from his duties as vice president, his most important job has been attending sporting events with his grandkids. It is my privilege and my pleasure to introduce to you Vice President Rick Wilburn.
My goodness, what a beautiful, good-looking crowd here today. First of all, I want to say welcome, and secondly, congratulations. I think the opening speaker summed it up so well in his remarks that mine will pale in comparison. But before I go any further in this event, I want to take time to recognize the people that have supported this class, the parents, the siblings, the spouses, the staff here at Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center, your home employers. Let's take time to thank these people for supporting you. I, of course, over the years have served as chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And in that committee, I've worked closely with the top law enforcement officer of the state, Attorney General Derek Schmidt at the time. I also worked closely with a gentleman named Ed Klump, who represented the fire, the police, and the sheriff's associations in formulating legislation that helped make Kansas safer and law enforcement more respected and safer. Through that process, I was invited to tour this wonderful facility, which, by the way, has earned national recognition as one of the top in the United States. I was here with U.S. Senator Moran and U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions and spent an afternoon touring the classes and watching what was going on and was totally impressed. I think too many Kansans are not aware of what goes on in this place. Because of that, I invited Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center to come to Topeka and to give a informational talk to other legislators who had barely heard of this facility and this training. And it was very educational, and many, many people would like to have us invite them back again. I look at this graduating class. It's hard to believe that I'm a half century older or more than this class, but you know, time is a very fleeting thing. I remember a story that's kind of a joke on me. We senators get together early in the session to talk about our goals and where we want to go and what we want to do to lead and how to make a better future for Kansas. And the Senate leader stood up in that group and talked about all those things. And he told a story about how Abraham Lincoln did the same thing in that cabin outside of Springfield, Illinois. He was tacking those agenda and those items on the cabin walls, and he said, "Just a minute. Rick, why don't you come up here and tell them you were there?" You know, I once heard a graduation and commencement speaker make a differentiation between graduation and commencement. Graduation is the award after accomplishing an agenda, a vigorous agenda that you have just finished. Commencement is commencing to go on, more training, become more professional. So today we have both a graduation and hopefully a commencement start for your new future as becoming professionals and developing in your career. In the years that will follow, and you probably have experienced this, You will receive both praise and criticism. If we take the praise in the right tone, it will be an encouragement for you to further your education, to further your professionalism. If you take it as to mean that you have accomplished and you've reached the climate, then you've missed the point. So take the praise in the proper way and use it to move ahead. Same is true of criticism. If you take criticism to defeat you, to knock you down, it has won. You need to evaluate that criticism and use that criticism to grow and take advance of the constructive criticism. I have seen people in my life take their criticism and work on it, and that has become one of their strengths in turn. I usually start off with taking a picture of the crowd. This is very, very impressive. I know some of the officers that are here. I know some of the distinguished speakers that you've had in the past, and it's a real honor for me to be here. In closing, I just want to say a couple of things. Be bold in your moves, be bold in your profession, but be compassionate. Be humble in your endeavors, be bold in your action. And in this profession, that's difficult. But I know you will accomplish that, and thank you for being a part of this process. Thank you.
So I think that's absolutely correct. Very true words that you're going to face criticism and you're going to face compliments or praise. And sometimes that criticism is going to be unfounded. It's going to be unfair. Sometimes we bring it on ourselves, but sometimes it's going to be unfair. And it's so important to know that our leaders certainly at the state level, if not higher, that our leaders are standing behind us and behind you. And so when you're hearing that criticism, think back today and remember that you had the Vice President of the Senate come and talk to you. They trust you, they believe in you. And I think that makes all the difference. Thank you again for being our speaker today. And I have a little token of our appreciation on behalf of the class in the center. It is a genuine pleather portfolio. We are a state agency. Limited budgets, but with our badge embossed on it, and I hope that you will use it to keep yourself organized in Topeka.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, class.
KLETC recognizes student officers who excel in all facets of the academy by awarding those who qualify with the distinction of graduating with honors. To be awarded this distinction is a substantial accomplishment. A student officer must achieve a total average on all written examinations of 90% or higher, and a score of 90% or higher on the final exam. Additionally, for an officer to be recognized with honors, the student officer must have achieved successful completion of the final performance testing, successful completion of all the skills testing, including firearms, standardized field sobriety testing, emergency vehicle operations, and completed over 100 miles of walking or running outside of the time here at KLETC. And they must have no level 2 or higher disciplinary violations. I want to recognize today Officer Benjamin Roark of the Independence Police Department. Would you please stand to be recognized for your outstanding achievement and graduating with honors from Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center? Please join with me in congratulating him. Nice job. Yes. At KLETC, we recognize student officers who have excelled in fitness during their basic training. Fitness being a key component in an officer's life, it helps them deal with daily stress that they'll face and aids them in maintaining a healthier lifestyle, enabling them to better mitigate the dangers that they may encounter. But during their time here at KLETC, all of the members of the 316th were active and engaged in a fitness routine. 2 student officers met the goals of the 200-mile club. To be recognized as a member of the 200-mile club, the student officer must have completed 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and run 1.5 miles in 18 minutes or less. Additionally, they must have also logged 200 miles outside of their classroom activities. Officers, please stand and be recognized as I call your name. Officer Matthew Smith from the Wellington Police Department and Officer Benjamin Roark from the Independence Police. Please join me in recognizing these officers for their achievement. Will Officer Matthew Smith please join me here at the podium? During the 200-mile club challenge, Officer Smith completed 204.5 miles, along with exceeding the other physical requirements of the 200-mile challenge. And in addition, through testing here at KLETC, he was determined to be the most improved in his fitness during his 14 weeks here. For his efforts, Officer Smith is being awarded the Fitness Medal. So please join me in recognizing his efforts and achievement. And now it's time for our class president to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 316th Basic Training Class President, Deputy Blaine Shivers from the Greeley County Sheriff's Office.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, chiefs, sheriffs, special guests, and everyone watching from home. We are so thankful that you decided to join us today. I know that I speak for my class when I say that without your support, we would not have made it through this academy. Life doesn't stop just because we decided to go away for 14 weeks, so we thank you. I'm truly honored to be standing up here today representing my class. The men and women sitting to my left have been an inspiration to me, and they make me want to strive to become better every day. I know that any one of them could be up here doing just as good a job as I am. Some of them might even be better at it. What I mean is, there are people in this class that surpass the normal call to service that makes someone want to become an officer. I remember a specific time in our first week when we had to stand up and tell our why we wanted to become an officer. Mine was something about supporting the community. I'm not sure. But my classmates, whenever they stood up and they spoke, it shook me to my core. It was the first time that I thought I might not be qualified to do this job. I realized real quick, in comparison, my life was somewhat uneventful, and I've been shot before. I won't go into detail on their reasons because they're not my stories to tell, but I will say that when dealing with a crisis, you reach into your toolbox of personal experiences so that you can relate to the person that you're dealing with at that time. And in that category, the people of this class are already well equipped, and they're just beginning their career. But just because my classmates and I had the tools at their disposal, that doesn't mean that we knew how to use them. The last 14 weeks have really made us come out of our shell. In our second or third week, I don't really remember, it's kind of a fog, we had a class on de-escalation. So you split two people apart, you get them to calm down without saying the words calm down, and you just figure out what the problem is. Right after that class, we had a scenario where we had to go into a convenience store where two people were arguing. We had to separate them, de-escalate, using the tools that we had just been taught. And we responded 2 officers at a time. We failed miserably. 2 by 2, we came in. We couldn't get them to separate. We couldn't get them to stop yelling. Some of us even had them throwing things around the store, and it was a complete disaster. It was kind of a low mark. But in the last 14 weeks, we've learned otherwise, and so our class actually wanted kind of a reshoot of that scenario, because I guarantee each one of these officers up here could walk in just by themselves and de-escalate the situation. And that's a testament to the staff and the instructors here at KLATC. They are phenomenal. It's one thing to go out and be a cop. It's a completely different thing to actually be here, invest the time to make officers. And so for that, we really, really thank KLATC for investing the time in us. It's been awesome. Some of us in this class will put on the uniform tomorrow. Some of us will start our shift on Sunday. And some of us will go to Mexico for a week and have fun. But that's not important. What is important is that within a week's time, all of us will be out serving our communities and trying to improve them one call at a time. Thank you very much.
Lane, it's my privilege and pleasure on behalf of the KLATC administration and staff to present you with this plaque like that. All right. It's plaque of appreciation and recognition of you being the 316th class president. I hope that you'll display it proudly and know that you always have 19 other brothers and sisters. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training and our profession. The law enforcement oath of office of affirmation is a constant reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during their time here at KLATC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes a great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They've entered into a position of being role models, leading by example, and they are enforcers of the laws and protectors over our communities. I'll now ask Class President Deputy Blaine Shivers to lead the class in reciting the law enforcement oath of office affirmation.
Stand. Oath. On my honor.
I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States, the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve.
Recover. Please be seated.
Graduates, in a few moments, you'll be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to someone as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm membership in an organization. This coin today will recognize you as a graduate of KLATC. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged during your time here at KLATC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you just affirmed moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, it's been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator and a small part of your journey. I wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. Godspeed on your journey. I will now ask that KLETC Associate Director of Basic Training, Mr. Alvin Sowers, to join me on stage to present the members of the 316th Basic Training class with their certificates, while I present each one of you your challenge coin. Class President, Deputy Blaine Shivers, will announce the names.
What do you want? Good. Front row, please stand. Courtney Anderson, Morris County Sheriff's Office. Canyon Brown, Kearney County Sheriff's Office. Chantel Crownover, Arkansas City Police Department. Ethan Ewing, Overland Park Police Department. Marcus Harmon Sinagini, Columbus Police Department. Matthew Harp, St. Mary's Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Connor Hoagland, Paola Police Department. Caleb Kane, Hayes Police Department. Hannah Liebarger, Park City Police Department. Anthony Murillo Garcia, Finney County Sheriff's Office. Joseph Padilla, Kingman County Sheriff's Office. Michael Fahnensteel, Barton County Sheriff's Office. Frank Posier, Parsons Police Department. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Benjamin Roark, Independence Police Department. Andrew Schultz, Eudora Police Department. T. Singleton, Kansas Department of Corrections. Matthew Smith, Wellington Police Department. Stephen Solis, Salina Police Department. Sydney Wilkinson, Leavenworth Police Department.
And Blaine Shivers, the Greeley County Sheriff's Department. Third row, please return to your seats. And please be seated. To the family members, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. I know they appreciate that, and I would ask you to ask them to take you around and tour if you haven't already done that. I've seen some of you out doing that earlier today. There's lots of photo ops. We have a nice statue out in the courtyard, and we have the banner in the background, but they can take you anywhere they want to take you to tour, and I would encourage that. And to our fellow law enforcement cadre that's out there, thank you again for supporting us. We truly appreciate that. In a moment, folks, I'll be blessing these officers as certified Kansas officers, and we'll be dismissing them. So class 316, would you please stand? On behalf of Director Beck, I hereby certify that each one of you have successfully completed the requirements to be Kansas law enforcement officers. Ladies and gentlemen, the words they've been waiting 14 long weeks for, class dismissed.